Ooh, bad Larry.
What's up, everyone? I hope this video is a brief distraction from the emotional chaos some of us feeling. God is good, God is in control, and good wins in the end. I'm your host, Bad Larry, and today is the third installment of the Inferno series. We are reviewing X-Terminators number 2 from November 1988, written by Louise Simonson and drawn by John Bogdanov. Before we continue, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode. On the cover, Bogdanov is basic but to the point. A goblin demon is flying off with Takeshi, aka WizKid. But why? I thought they were only after infant mutants, not the older ones. Let's find out more inside. The title of this issue is Speed Demon, and we resume the story directly from last issue, X-Terminators number 1. The demon goblins have just kidnapped both Arthur and Leech and taken them to Naoster, their demon master. I like that some of the demons can fly and some can't. Interesting. The fun part about tie-in issues is that you get to see what happened on the other end. Naoster is having a demonic call with Cameron Hodge, a call we already covered in X Factor number 34. But now we get to see it from Naoster's point of view. The demon minions are eager to show Naoster their recent acquisitions, and we learn about the Magic Red Book, used for spells and communication, amongst other things. But being on Earth makes the magic spells go slower. Kind of like going from 5G internet to dial-up internet. And this is a problem as time is not on Naoster's side. Well, Naoster is pissed. Leech and Arthur are too old for his demonic purposes. His minions have failed him. We also learn the main boss driving this scheme, Saim, who planned to rule all of Limbo, has contracted the techno-organic virus and no longer fit to rule Limbo, allowing Naoster to carry on with his own agenda. It is cool to see Naoster change into a giant lizard dragon, though. Naoster didn't understand Leech's power and thought Arthur was powerless. But now, the two little mutants are far enough apart that Naoster can see that Arthur does possess power, and Arthur shows Naoster he's going to get his ass kicked by X-Factor. I find it interesting that Beast was shown in his human form here by Arthur. I thought he was already aware that Beast had changed into his blue furry form by now. Maybe this is an art error here. Arthur is projecting out the location of the Demon Horde base, but only for a brief moment before the demon minions put Leech back close to shut Arthur down. But our junior heroes have seen Arthur's message. The X-Terminator team finally has a clue and realized the demon and goblins are actually real. This page is tough. Rusty acknowledges that Leech and Arthur must be in New York because he recognizes the Twin Towers, R.I.P. Twin Tower victims. And this was before GPS, but somehow Louise Simonson knew there would eventually be something like this, as Taki here whips up his own little mini GPS to navigate them to New York. Very clever. Rusty says to the team that they can't be heroes in pajamas. They need real clothes before saving someone. This is a very critical aspect of being a superhero. You can't be in your pajamas, people. Naoster sends his demon minions back out to collect more mutant babies, and Crotus, the brown demon lieutenant, takes the magical red goggles that allows these demons to see the power potential in the infants. There were no cell phones back then in '88, and there were no telepaths on the team either, so they must use a payphone to try and call X-Factor. But they have no quarters. They stumble upon an old Pepsi machine, and Richter gives it a shot at shaking some change out of the machine as he's been practicing his powers with X-Factor. Humana, 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 shakety, shakety, shaky. Only got 1 quarter. Wah, wah, wah. Boom Boom is unimpressed. Some continuity issues here with Boom Boom's powers. Initially, they were called time bombs. Then they were called power pellets. Then here she calls them energy pellets. And then immediately calls them time bombs in the very next panel. Either way, Boom Boom doesn't deal with intricacy. She gets to the point. 3, 2, 1, kablooey! Well, success. Kinda. Got lots of quarters, but now they're all sticky and the machine is destroyed. Typical Boom Boom, and that's why she's my favorite junior mutant. Well, these kids want to be heroes. They can't be going around causing chaos by destroying property. Luckily, Taki here is a whiz fixing up machines. He remakes the Pepsi machine and even upgrades it to a modern version for the time period, of course. I love how Boom Boom is tearing down those fruit pies. I love those same fruit pies as well, Boom Boom. Taki here is not having any of that junk food, though. He is a serious nutritionite. Oh man, this part is tough. Out in Montebello, New York, a suburb outside of the city, a place to raise a family and be safe, is about to be the scene of terror, like in a horror film. A happily married man and woman have just put their precious baby to bed. Life is good, other than the crazy heat and humidity in the city. Dad here is in the financial game, which, if any of you are familiar with, comes with crazy long hours each day, lots of stress. And instead of making his life easier by living in the city with all the noise, crime, and pollution, he has moved his family out to the burbs for a better quality of life, even though he probably has a bitch of a daily commute to work and back home. The dad's only focus is on keeping his family safe, not worrying about the markets or anything really. It's a shame. The dude seems like a real upstanding man, father, husband, and citizen. And his payment for all his righteousness? Having a troop of demons flying to your home, bite your neck off, obviously killing the man, and stealing away his baby because the baby will eventually become a mutant one day. Those demon bastards! It does seem like the mom did manage to kill one though, nails in the eyes. But what can a dude and a mom do against a horde of demon goblins? Not very much. It's pretty sad. The X-Terminator team knows there are demon goblins holding their little friends Leech and Arthur hostage. They kind of know where they're being held. But first, it's shopping time! Obviously. Crotus, the brown demon goblin who is Naaster's lieutenant, is a super tryhard. He is aware that Taki is good with machines and has an idea. Maybe this Taki mutant boy can help Naaster speed up his spells with the machine, and then Crotus will be rewarded with some tasty treats. Boom Boom wants to break in and get her hands on some sweet new threads. You forget, before X Factor brought her in, she was a street thief, a ne'er-do-well, a vamp, and that is still in her blood. She don't care about being tactical. Well, Rusty does. He doesn't want the extra heat on him. You get it? He does heat, fire. Anyway, Rusty has really honed his finesse and is able to melt the solder that binds the window together, making it for a much quieter entrance into the shop. It's try-on haul time. Everyone gets new digs. John Bogdanov, you know Boom Boom is supposed to be a teenager, right? Yikes, the art. Ugh. Anyway, everyone gets new clothes, but the only one who looks like a hero is wheelchair-bound Taki. Maybe for the kids and the culture of the time, having team uniforms is so over, okay? The Fantastic Four, the X-Men, X-Factor are all adults and all wear matchy-matchy uniforms. So the counterculture of the youth is to be opposite. No matchy-matchy. They're still bright as hell, but more like a casual attire to match their personalities. And to be fair, it isn't the superhero costume shop, it's just a regular clothing store. The Demon Horde have an advantage on the young mutants. They're watching without being known. Taki again uses his chair gizmo to transfer some funds from his super rich account as he's Japanese manufacturing royalty and can't just let the team take off without paying for the clothes, so he uses his chair to transfer the funds, which finalizes the demon Crotus's plan of capturing Taki to help Naaster speed up his spells. A silent alarm must have been tripped. The cops come. It's time for the junior mutant heroes to leave the scene and get back on the mission to save Leech and Arthur. But they are unaware they are also prey, being stalked by the very demons they have themselves been looking for. The X-Terminator team have arrived in New York City, and it appears exactly as it is today, a stinky, toxic, hot, and humid pile of trash. Taki parks his airship, transforms it into the dumpster bin for safekeeping, and Rusty tries to make a call. The team knows something is off about the city, but just can't put a finger on it. The phone isn't cooperating because it is possessed. No calling the X Factor team. The possessed phone just won't let him. Taki is the only one who seems to pay attention to anything. He sees the phone mocking them. No one ever listens to Taki, poor fella. And where are the Ghostbusters when you need them? Don't they operate in New York? I don't know if this page would pass quality assurance nowadays. Some demons stealing a little black baby? I don't know, man. Everything is too racially charged nowadays. It seemed back in the 80s, people were just people. It's not like a race initially. Poor Arthur and Leech are just little kids themselves. But now they have to try and keep these little pre-mutant infants safe from a horde of terrifying demon monsters. But Arthur and Leech were Morlocks. They're more accustomed to seeing crazy things and beings. I mean, they both look crazy, to be honest, themselves, so seeing demons wouldn't faze them like it would, I think, a human child of that same age. Now, Oster is demanding as hell. He wants to know where Crotus is. He needs more babies. Crotus is busy setting himself up. Everyone wants to be the boss, I tell ya. He promises yummy treats to those who follow him. The older kids are pondering and thinking and pondering and chit-chatting and doing very little. This annoys Taki. Taki is also a young man of action. If no one is going to listen to him, he decides he's going to take some action himself. Prove to the team he's more than capable, more than what they give him credit for. Bad idea. Crotus kidnaps Taki just like an eagle plucking a pike out of a lake, and he is off with his prize. The mutants are trying their best to battle the demon goblins as they play hot potato with Taki. But there are too many damn demon goblins to battle, just the four of them. The demons begin to overwhelm our young mutants like a horde of zombies, slow and weak, but the sheer numbers are their strength. The team must huddle together, allowing Skids to use her powers to shield them from the demon attack. But Richter is too proud. You know, he's Mexican heritage machismo, not gay. Wouldn't allow some puny girl to save him when he himself has powers. Richter unleashes a powerful tremor, causing a huge building to collapse, but also providing cover for the demon goblins to escape with Taki. Great job, team! Now to Taki, Oster would be terrifying. Taki just became a mutant, like last issue. He just broke out of school. This kid has been wheelchair bound, is a trust fund kid. I'm sure he has never seen something quite so scary as Oster. Oster plans to force Taki to help him do his spells quicker, allowing him to open the gates of hell to Earth. Doesn't sound too good for Earth. And what can Taki say? How can he refuse? He must be frightened out of his little booties. The next X-Terminator episode is titled, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? As this episode is over. This issue had some adult concepts and risque art panels, but I do like the overall series, this tie-in with the Inferno series. But let me know your thoughts on this issue down in the comments below. Make sure to please hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you real soon. Peace.